Moving back onto these Brembo brakes. Now I didn't have time to fit these in the last episode. I know people wanted them fitted, but I didn't have time. And yes, they are upside down. This one is upside down, and the only reason it's upside down is because it's the only one that I had that actually was painted. You can see this one is the correct one for this side, but I'd scraped off the actual Brembo sticker and trying to remove some of that silver paint, so I'm going to sand them down. I just wanted to put this on for mock-up. Obviously there's no way that I was going to be able to ever bleed that with the nipple upside down. I clearly knew that. It was just literally for cosmetics, as I said, but still in the comment section I was getting dug out for it. So now we're going to try and fit these snowflakes to the car. So I've got a snowflake here, and obviously these Brembo brakes are big, and I wanted to do this before I actually painted them, because as you can see here they've been chipped up previously where they've been painted, and then the wheels had hit them. So I'm going to put on a hub centric spacer, which is this one here. So you can see it's got no movement in there, so we're going to get no wheel wobble. If I had, say, my Team Dynamics on, which is these up here, they would clear without spacers, but I'm not really sure they suit the car. We'll test them in the future. For now, I'm going to fit snowflakes to the car, so we're going to just check the offset of these. So we're going to get these on now, front and rear, just see how they look with these Brembos behind them. So anyone that wants to know if these Brembos clear the snowflakes, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 10mm spacer. So let's get that snowflake on and find out. So I just test fitted the snowflake, as I said, and that is a 10mm spacer on there, but I'm pretty sure we can get away with maybe a 7. I have to have a look what sizes they do in these spacers for these, because at the minute the problem is, if you look inside the snowflake, which I'll show you at the minute, the hub centric part of the hub is not actually centralizing inside the wheel properly, so it's really just resting on these studs. When I undo it, I'll turn the wheel round, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So you can see here there's still, you know, a few mil clearance there, maybe even 4 or 5mm clearance there. It's not real tight, and that's a 10mm spacer. So I'm going to have a look to see if we can get like maybe a 7mm spacer, hub centric one, because that would actually fit better. I'm a bit worried about wheel wobble because it's not actually centralizing inside the hub properly, but they look really good in there. So you can see the brakes, they look brilliant in there. Fill up them wheels nicely, nice 17-inch wheels with them big brakes in there. They look really good. It's a shame we couldn't get some rotors, but there's loads of clearance up there. You can see nowhere near any of the wheel, so there's loads of space up there for even bigger discs if you wanted to. Maybe you could fit Vectra discs on there. So I've decided to try some 20mm spacers on the rears. Obviously we've got the 10mm on the front, so I'm compensating with 20mm on the rear. And you can see these are proper hub centric style hubs. You can see they've got the proper hub centric lip, exactly the same as what you'd have in the normal bar. And these bolt actually to the hub itself, so you just bolt in your normal length bolts, which is the actual proper way to do it. These are steel, it'd be better to have them in alley, but that's the way I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to drop it down, just see how they look on that. It's probably going to scrub in these arches, but these arches are going to be sanded and painted anyway, so I might just trim off a lip of them. Obviously this car's about looks mainly, and it's going to look a lot better with some spacers. So you can see on the fronts it actually sits really nice, wheels just in the arch, absolutely perfect. So I think when we drop this down with the 20mm on the rear and the 10mm on the front, it's going to look very aggressive. So the car's down on the ground now, and she's looking great. Ignore how low the rear is at the minute, it's way too low. It's just that there is a ton of stuff in the boot at the minute. So there's a lot of weight in the back. Boot is absolutely full, you can see here. So there's no point adjusting this ride height until the actual boot is empty. So that's going to be done, obviously, once I've emptied everything out and we've got the final adjustments. So that's how it sits at the minute. Brakes look amazing, everything looks good. Time to get that final push, get that bumper painted, and then we have to drive this on the road. Obviously, as I say, it's getting a full respray, but I want to just get it for a drive, make sure mechanically everything's good. So we've got to pull this back off now. Now we know the spacers and everything fits perfectly with plenty of clearance. In fact, too much clearance. We can actually get rid of some of that clearance, which we don't need, but you can see how aggressive it looks from the side angle with them rears spaced out. It's got a proper good stance to it. So very happy with how that looks now. So first time it's been down on the ground for a long time. well, I thought I'd chuck a Team D on there as well. It'd be rude not to. You can see it definitely changes the look of the car. Obviously it's getting dark now, so it's very difficult to be able to show you it properly, but in the daytime I'll get you a better video. And it pretty much turns the car like from a show car look to a race car look. It's very strange how like a Team Dynamic black wheel can actually do that. So if you compare that to the rear, does actually go the black and silver. It'd be nice to swap and change different wheels. I've got loads of different sets of wheels, and if in the future I decide to go to the Team Ds, I've just got them here. Maybe they'd look good in silver, I don't know, maybe Photoshop it, find out. Right, it's about time we get these calipers cleaned up so we can get these back on the car, re-sticker them, do the whole lot. So there's no need to redo any seals or anything on the pistons or anything like that on these calipers, because they were brand new about a year and a half ago. You can see they was out of the box, out of a genuine brand new Renault box that I got from the dealer, and that was about a year and a half ago. So all I've done is I painted them. They come in silver, as you can see here underneath, and then I just painted them in red, just obviously to go with the car a little bit better. So we're going to strip these down now, and we're going to give them a lick of paint. So we're not going to go extremely crazy with them. I'm just going to tart them up a little bit and make them look a little bit more tidier. So first off, just got to get rid of some of this brake dust. Obviously strip out the pads, strip out the fitting kit, and get it like this. So these are the mounting brackets that go with the calipers. I'll show you a bit more about them when I come to fitting them. So let's get to stripping these down and get them painted. Right, so nearly fully stripped down. So something really satisfying that I've done that I wanted to do for ages, because obviously I wanted to wait until I was painting them again, is get rid of the Renault badge. So you can see I've smoothed this end down. On the actual caliper itself, it normally has Renault, obviously from the Renault R26, which is what these are about, and at the other end it says Brembo, you can see here. So obviously got to finish stripping this one down. I'm not going to get massively deep into it, so I'm not going to start stripping down all the back here. Just give that a clean up and a key up, and then we'll etch prime that. But this was the most important part. So you can see I've sort of smoothed all the areas just to make it look a little bit tidier when it's on the car. So you can see it's got all casting marks and everything here, and they haven't here. So I've smoothed all them out, and it's just going to make the caliper look a little bit fresher. So you can see it's going to look a little bit smoother and a little bit different to stock caliper. So you can see there's like notches and bumps everywhere on the stock caliper. I just smoothed them out, so it looked good with a coat of paint over it. I'm going to just smooth off that Brembo there as well now, and then we can get on to getting this in etch primer, because obviously these are aluminium. We want to get a good primer on it. Right, so there we go. The calipers all stripped down to bare aluminium now. You can see they took a lot longer than I wanted them to. They took about 3 or 4 hours to actually strip down. Obviously these were painted when they was brand new, so there's no corrosion or anything on them. So they're in really good condition, as I say. None of the seals or nothing to be replacing. So I didn't want to get too deep into them, and obviously start rebuilding them is ridiculous. So they're stripped down, they're all cleaned up. Just got to give them a final wipe over before we get some etch primer on them. I did want to actually look at different colour calipers, but we're going to stick with red for now. If I wanted to go to a different colour in the future, then I'll just get a different caliper and I'll get them painted. See, they really look good in silver. That is obviously bare aluminium, and I imagine that in the past someone has actually polished these up to like a mirror polish and then lacquered them, because they would actually do that. A machine shop would be able to do that, or a polishing shop would be able to do that. And if I went on Google, I'd probably find some of them. So we're going to get these painted up now in red. As I say, we're going to get some extra primer on them first, then high build primer. I have got some decals from black ones at the minute, because I was going to go to black on my other car, because it's obviously that track car theme. I might go to white in these in the future, but we've got black ones for now, so we get them on. So there you go. As if by magic, the calipers are all painted up. You can see they come out really, really nice. It's actually quite weird because they look pink in the video, but they're actually bright dark red. So what I've done is I'll show you the process, because obviously I couldn't film. I tried to film and it was just getting really messy. So just used my primer gun, and firstly, instead of going zinc primer, I just used some epoxy primer. And the reason I use epoxy primer is because it goes rock hard and it's going to stop any sort of stone chips, and it also sticks like glue. So you obviously use that with a hard, nicer 2K paint, and then I use the 2K flame red over the top. So I ain't used no lacquer, that is straight gloss. So I'm just going to let that go hard, give it a day to harden off, and then I'll get these on. So I'll try and get them in under a better light so you can see the actual colour of them, but they're like a really, really glossy sort of bright red, not pink like they are in the video. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they've come out, so we can get them on now. So you can see how clean they are. They're absolutely mint. They're almost like brand new. And it was well worth spending that little bit extra time just to get them properly cleaned up, so you can see how nicely they've come out. So sticker wise, I've got some black Brembo stickers which I'll show you, but I think I'm going to get some white ones, because Brembo, classic Brembo, is white and red, and I've got black ones because I was going to put them with my black wheels, but I'm going to just go with white ones. So I'm going to order some white stickers. So first off, I'm going to put these on without any stickers, and then we'll change them. But in the comment section, let me know whether you think I should be putting black stickers on this, black Brembo, or if I should put white Brembo. Obviously, choice is yours. Whatever you decide is what I will do. So comment section, whoever puts black, whoever puts white, just like their comment, and I'll decide from there. So I'm pretty sure that these calipers actually, as they start to cure, they're getting redder and redder, so it's easier to video now. You can see they're like a dark red. Doesn't help you out much, but these are the black Brembo stickers. So that's what it will look like against the Brembo, but obviously classic Brembo is white and red. So it's I'm kind of going for that. Obviously this black Brembo don't really stand out as much in your face. So just going through my sticker collection, I've got absolutely hundreds of stickers everywhere. I've actually found some white Brembo decals. So this would be the white. Obviously it's hard to tell because it's not see-through. So that would be the white against the red. Trying to get it at a decent angle, but you can see like the contrast is brilliant. So there you go. So that's the white against the red, so you can see it stands out really nicely. And then this would be the black against the red. So let me know what you think. I prefer the white against the red, having seen it obviously in person, but I know that people are going to say the black against the red because they think it looks like it stands out more, but it actually won't when it's peeled off of here. It's just that these are dirty at the minute. So I decided to put a set of Team Ds on it just to see what they look like with them, because obviously the offset on these wheels is much better, and I don't need spacers with these to clear the brakes. And it's amazing how much difference a set of wheels do make to the look of a car. So it totally transforms the car. Team Ds always make a car look from like a stance car, an OEM car, to a race car with just a set of wheels. Obviously these are in satin black at the minute. They can go any colour I wanted. Just wanted to show you them on the car. So even from the side, the stance of the car is brilliant. So I'm really happy with the ride height. Obviously I've got to take the weight out the rear at the minute to get the rear perfectly exactly how I want it. And the front could drop a little bit lower. I've been looking into air cups that go on the top of the coilovers to raise the front up over speed humps. That would allow me to run it a little bit lower at the shows. But I think the aggression of them wheels is just a totally different look. So, you know, it's nice to have a different set of wheels, different sort of looks, and you can change about and that. Obviously Snowflakes are very OEM and very pretty wheels, but these are very aggressive, as you can tell. So let me know if you like the Team Ds. Let me know if you like the Snowflakes. I know there's going to be probably a 50-50 split between OEM and race car look. But yeah, I really do like the way the Team Ds look on the car. And you can see the offset on the rear is absolutely spot on. So look at the clearance there up in that arch. it's like absolutely the most perfect offset. Obviously I'm going to trim them arches a little bit anyway. So let's get these built back up again now. You can see all the nipples, all the lines and everything have been taken out of them, redone, repainted, the whole lot. Just wanted to show you the bracket in person. So this is the bracket that goes onto the car, so obviously goes onto the hub and then the bracket bolts onto here. It's like a custom made setup especially for these cars. So these are a Brembo R26 from the Megane, and also on the Corsa VXR Racing editions as well. And you can see here, this is an adapter, a billet adapter plate, anodized black, and that sits there and then bolts onto the hub. So I'll show you that obviously bolted onto the hub, but you need these two mounts. Also the brake lines are different as well, so you can't fit these straight onto your existing braided brake lines. The end fittings are different. This side's obviously the same, but this side fittings of the caliper is different, so you'd have to get new lines made up as well. Right, the brakes are on there, looking really good now. Make your decision, white or black decals, you decide. So that's one of the great things about the Team Ds. Obviously we've got loads of clearance in there. They're designed for a motorsport, big brakes, loads of clearance between the spokes, no need for spacers. What colour do you think I should do them? Leave them black, go silver, grey?